So this month holds the NAMM Show 2025. Lots of new gear, lots of cool products that we're going to be talking about. Here are some of the things that I am most excited for that have already been announced pre-NAMM Show, but I'm totally stoked about these. MXR is doing a Rockman pedal, which is really exciting. Of course, everybody loves Boston and that unique Boston tone. The Rockman is that classic Boston overdrive that's just got that creamy, cool sound to it. I'm excited to see what MXR is going to do with this. I was told when the Rockman came out, everybody bought them and they were super popular. And then everybody's tone for a little bit kind of sounded like that Boston tone. So it would be kind of funny if that ever happened again. I don't know if people are still listening to Boston as much as, like I do. I love Boston and I think it's a great tone. I'm certainly going to be picking up one of these pedals. But also, D'Addario is going to be releasing their battery kit for their Expand pedal board, which I am excited for because, first of all, D'Addario makes a great product in the accessories world besides just strings. But also, I use the Expand pedal board on this channel for any of the pedal review videos that I do. I have that pedal simply just put on the pedal board, and it would be kind of cool just to have a power right there. I don't have to finagle a cable through the back of my desk. And of course, I don't show you guys all that when I'm doing it, but it would make it a lot easier. And plus, I'm sure the battery would last a long time and it would just be a useful tool. It's cool to see D'Addario going deeper into that side of the accessories world, especially the pedal world. So pedal accessories is always a welcome plus for me. In other news, the Fart Pedal Company is going to be at the NAMM show. Apparently they have their own booth this year. So I'm glad to see the Fart Pedal brand or whatever they're called. They're fart pedals. They make you sound like farts when you play them, but I'm glad to see that they're literally making waves in the guitar world. Very cool. One day I'm totally gonna have to buy one of those and play that on this channel. That would be pretty wild. But here's some things that I really hope to see. And I know that the amp world is a little bit slow right now, but I would love to see a new announcement from the Orange brand. Orange is, of course, one of my favorite companies. I own a rocker verb, and it's just one of the biggest, meanest sounds that you can get. I will put that on my gravestone. That's how true those words are to me. But I feel like Orange might be due for something kind of new. It'd be cool to have something more in line with what the rocker verb is rather than like the rocker series, which the rockers are great. I love those amps, but they're a little bit more fuzzy sounding, and the rocker verb is a little bit more pushed, defined sound. And I think it would be cool to see what else Orange could come up with. I'd also love to see some stuff from Strymon. Of course, Strymon makes the best pedals ever, as far as I'm concerned. Now, they're certainly expensive pedals, but if there's one thing that I would love to see Strymon do, it would be an envelope filter or an envelope filter slash octaver. Octaves are some of my favorite effects, and the envelope filter is super fun as well. You can maybe combine those or do two separate pedals, but Strymon usually comes out with a new pedal every couple of years, and we might see one this year at 2025. If we do see some new Strymon, it's always welcome in my book. But there's also Interstellar Audio Machines. And if you've not heard of this brand, this is a small boutique brand that focuses on fuzzes and clone copies. I think they might only have like 3 or 4 pedals currently, but each one of their pedals are absolutely fantastic, super high quality. I'm a big fan of them. I actually recently did a review or a demo of one of their fuzzes on this channel, the Marsling Fuzz. You can check that out in the link up top if you'd like. But yeah, that pedal is awesome. Their brand is awesome. The Fuzz Squatch is an amazing, amazing pedal. And I just want to see these guys continue to grow because they are just really, really good. Anything from J Rocket and anything from Friedman is also warmly welcomed into my life. They sound great. Anything that J Rocket releases is amazing. Now, recently they did do that Air Child compressor, and I don't use compression too much, but even that pedal, when I did get to, demo it a little bit, it was really nice. It really pushed your sound right to the front. Big fan. So hopefully J Rocket continues to come out with some stuff. Friedman too. Of course, the Friedman stuff is fantastic. They've been working on those IRX amps and the little amps in a box, which is really great too. So if you didn't want to get the big huge Friedman head, well, of course you could do that. But anything that Friedman decides to come out with, it's typically going to be extremely good quality. And something that I would really love to see as well would be something from the ESP brand, because this year is their 50th anniversary. So happy birthday to ESP. That's very cool. 50 years around the sun, and they're always coming out with some great guitars. ESP, Gibson, and Fender, they are my three favorite brands. And I think something really neat or something really cool for the 50th anniversary would be absolutely awesome, especially for all the rock and the metal heads out there. That's me. That's, I assume, you guys if you're watching this channel. But yeah, that stuff is really great. Anything by them, thumbs up, double thumbs up. In other news, did you guys hear that Snark tuners are no longer doing like battery tuners, I guess? I went to go order some new Snark tuners, and everything now is a rechargeable battery, which I am totally not down with. First of all, I'm already not the biggest fan of Snark tuners. I find them lately to be not accurate. Sometimes I'll hit the string several times and get no response, or sometimes I'll get a response that's like completely off the chain. Like I'll hit my low E and it'll be like F, or well, I guess F is right next to. I'll hit my low E and it'll be like B. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So when I went to go do an order for them, my guy said, oh, yeah, I guess they're only doing rechargeable Snarks from now on, which is pretty weird. I know that Snark is, one of the biggest selling tuners of all time, but I'm probably going to be switching to Peterson personally, or the D'Addario tuners, because both of those are fantastic and they're clip-ons as well. And let's a little bit talk about some current industry trends. I'm talking about January 2025, currently what I'm seeing, at least from a lot of the guitar players that I'm talking to and selling guitars to and pedals to, and all that goodness. Amp sales were really slow last year for me, and I don't know what to say about that. I hope they continue to get better. I know we're moving slowly towards a digital world, but yeah, amp sales are slow. Hopefully we can see the market really just, kind of change or start to pick up around this year, and more people will start buying bigger, badder amps, right? But there have been some really interesting kind of movements in the industry in the last couple of years, like the Fender Tone Master, which is basically just a copy of their tube amps, but in a, solid state format, and they sound great. So maybe some of these other companies might start to go the route of the Tube Master. That might be interesting to see some like Marshalls kind of following that. Like if they made a Marshall Super Lead, but in a Tone Master format, might be kind of interesting. Boss Katana has also been doing really well, so I assume that Boss will continue to push that brand and come out with new updates for the Katana, and so that's always exciting, and hopefully we see some changes and some new things with the Boss Katana in 2025 as well. And with that being said, of course, there are always new digital things being released into the market. What new digital guitar plugins are going to become available? Currently, I am rocking my actual tube amps like the Orange and the Friedman, but I'm also using the Kemper a lot, but I know a lot of people are doing a lot of alternative kind of things. I'm sure at the NAMM show there's going to be some new announcements, and there's always some cool plugins being dropped. If you guys have any recommendations on that stuff, by the way, please leave it in the comments so that others can read it. Overall, I have some pretty wild predictions for the year of 2025, and I recently did a video on that. There's a link to that in the description of this video, so if you're interested in seeing what my predictions are for this coming year, be sure and check that out. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. We'll see if they come true or not, right? And the last thing that I really want to talk about in this video is the guitar community's reactions to some of the things that I've noticed that are happening out there within the guitar world. Noticed a lot of people criticizing the really high prices of Gibson guitars lately, and I see that, of course, a lot on the internet. Of course, you can read anything on the internet, but especially so for Gibson pricing, specifically some of the custom shop and Murphy Lab stuff. And my opinion is, yeah, it's really expensive. It's really hard to kind of sell these $8,200 and up guitars. Some of them could be ridiculously expensive, and so your market for the people that are buying those is definitely a lot smaller for sure. But the other day, I literally read a comment where a guy said he wouldn't sell a kidney for one of those. And yeah, I mean, that it is a ton of money. It's totally hard to shell out almost 10 G's for, a guitar. I mean, that cost almost as much as my truck when I bought my truck, which is really saying something. But I can't drive my guitar to work. I also see a lot of these custom shops sit for a long time. So there is something to be said about like the high quality. They are fantastic guitars. They play great. They sound great, and they're absolutely beautiful, but they're just at a price point that is just, I guess kind of scoffed at. And I love Gibson with all of my little baby heart, but I will always wait for something to come in pre-owned or get something pre-owned on the pre-owned market before I bought something at that price. And in the last lesson video I did, I accidentally called a tritone a triad, which I guess there's a difference. My bad on that. Look, I'm trying to teach people. I actually want to give a shout out to Ryan Matthews for helping or pointing that out to me. So appreciate it. And I hope that these lesson videos are helping you guys with cool exercises. So be sure and check out some of the lessons that I do on this channel as well. The other big reaction that I've seen lately is concert ticket prices. AC/DC going on tour. I tried to get tickets, way too much money. There's no freaking way that I'm spending about $1,000 on a couple of tickets to go see AC/DC. These dudes are older than my grandpa, and I love AC/DC, one of my favorite bands. But $1,000, dude, I'll just watch it on YouTube. All right, or I'll just buy a concert DVD. There's no way. I see a lot of people complain about that, and I had one friend who actually bought tickets and is now considering selling them for a profit. That's really what's going on this month, January 2025. We'll be keeping the news going. If you guys have anything that you want to share, please let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Be sure and check out some of these lesson videos as well as some of these pedal demos that I do on this channel. And if you want to support the channel, you could check out my Patreon. There is a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching Riff with Cliff. My name is Cliffhanger, and I will see you the next time that I see you. Peace.